Thank you guys so much for completing your bell work in a timely manner. Now you'll notice that during your bell work, I put containers in front of you. They are labeled. And obviously we're going to go over some rules. Please don't drink what's in the container. Please don't eat what's in the container. And please don't tilt them sideways because they will leak and it could get all over you. And you don't exactly know what's in the container. So to start off today, we're going to do a little activity. This in front of me is the Susquehanna River. You guys are probably familiar with that. That runs through Pennsylvania. So this is our river. Is this nice and clean? What does the Susquehanna look like in this case? Clean, clear, free of dirt and debris, right? Would you drink this?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah? You would drink it? It came straight out of the water fountain, so I would drink it. Nice and clean. Would you swim in it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm going to read a story. And as I read this story, I'm going to emphasize a word. And when I come to that word is going to be labeled on top of your container. When I get to it, quietly while I'm reading the story, I want you to take the top off of your container, come up here and dump it into the Susquehanna River. Okay? Then please go back to your seat. And then the next time your word comes up, you'll do the same thing. Come up quietly, dump it in, and return back to your seat. Okay? When I say your word. Is there any questions? Okay. For many thousands of years, people have lived in the banks of the Susquehanna River. They hunted in the forest, harvested foods from wetlands, and caught fish in the river. Imagine that this, in front of you, was taken from the Susquehanna River about 500 years ago. One of the first explorers to visit the river kept a journal of his discoveries. He wrote about the Native American villages and tributaries of Sweet Water, and seeing so many fish that he and his crew tried to scoop them out with a frying pan. Soon colonists began to arrive. They found fertile land for farming, forests, teeming with wildlife, and a river that provided ample food and water. It was an outstanding environment and settlement, and the colonists prospered. So, the river has changed a lot since it was first explored. This is the story of those changes. Listen for the name of your character printed on the canister. When you hear your character named, open the canister and dump its contents into the river. Years went by, and occasional storms drenched the area. High winds whipped through the trees and blew leaves into the water. Gradually, the city of Washington, D.C. grew on the banks of the Susquehanna. Developers cleared wetlands and forests to build houses and businesses. Rain washed loose soil from construction sites into the river. And we had our fishermen from before. Okay, is this water safe to drink now?
No.
You wouldn't drink this? Okay, would you swim in it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a river. Rivers are a little muddy at times. Is this safe for wildlife?
Yes.
Just a little muddy, right? At first, the city was small. Upstream, farmers planted crops to feed the city's growing population. Some of these crops grew right up against the banks of the river, and the fertilizer washed off the land and into the water. Other farmers kept pigs and other animals in their barnyards.
Oh, that's me too.
As rainwater drained out of the barnyard, it carried some of the manure into a little creek behind the farm. The creek flows into this river. Would you drink this water now?
No.
Would you swim in it?
Probably.
Yeah? Would you boat on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, put a boat on it. And is it safe for wildlife?
Yes.
Okay. As the city grew more and more, people began to move to the nearby countryside. These rural houses are not connected to the city sewer system. Wastewater from these houses flows into septic tanks under the ground. One homeowner has not maintained the septic tank, and poorly treated sewage seeped into the river. To meet the electricity needs of the city, area officials decided that they would need to generate more power. Far upstream, a coal mine was dug. Rainwater drained down into the mine shaft and soaked the piles of waste and scraps from mining. This made the rainwater become acidic, sort of like a strong vinegar. Then the acid water trickled off the banks and back out the river. To burn the coal and produce the power, an electric power plant was built along the river. Gases coming out of the smokestacks combine with moisture in the air to form acids. The pollution falls back to earth as acid rain or smog. So we obviously wouldn't drink this. Would you swim in it now?
No.
No. Would you go boating on this?
Yeah.
Maybe. Why would you go boating?
Because you're not in the water.
Right, so you're not exactly
Well, if
touching
your boat
it.
breaks down, you might have a problem.
Yeah, if your boat broke down, you got some stuff from coal mines, electric plants, all that. Is this safe for wildlife?
No.
How could we test that, Jess?
With some water test kits.
Right, water test. So, now it's one of the largest metropolitan areas in the country. Traffic congestion is a big problem for commuters who drive their cars to and from work. Car exhaust fumes, just like power plant fumes, cause acid rain. If a car is not kept in good repair, it might also leak oil or other fluids, which will be washed off the pavement and into the river by the next rain. And how do the residents of the city and its suburbs spend their time? In one neighborhood, lots of gardeners are out working in their yards. Many of them are using weed killers and insect sprays to keep the lawns pretty. The next rain will wash these poisons into a little creek nearby and then into the river. One father is teaching his daughter how to change the antifreeze in their truck. They pour out the used antifreeze into the driveway. Antifreeze is sweet tasting and can poison animals that lick it. It can also get into the nearby creek and poison fish. Nearby, a boy washes the family car. The soapy water runs down the drain into the storm drain. The storm drain empties into the river. The grease and grime on a car can contain asphalt from the roads, asbestos from the brakes, rubber particles from the tires, toxic metals, and rust. If the boy had gone to a local car wash, the water would have been treated before it returned to the river. Next door, a family is cleaning out their garage. They find an old rusty can with a tattered skull and crossbones labeled "still stuck" on it. What could it be? It looks dangerous, and they want to get rid of it before someone gets hurt. But how? Junior gets an idea. Let's pour it down the drain, out by the curb. So the mysterious liquid goes down the storm drain, and the poison is out of sight, but it's headed for the river. On nice days, many people head down to the river. Some zoom up and down in their motorboats and don't notice that a little engine oil leaks into the water. A group of friends have spread blankets on the shore for a beach party. Lots of families are picnicking in the parks too. Some of these people have left trash on the shore. With the next storm, that trash will wash into the river, and on the shore, as earlier, a person fishing snags a hook on a log and breaks off the nylon fishing line. Would we boat in this now?
I'd be afraid of falling in.
Yeah? Kind of gross? Is this safe for wildlife?
No.
No, right. So what do we think that mysterious liquid could have been? It was obviously a poison. And maybe the board's objectives today can give you a clue.
Some sort of pesticide.
Right, it could have been some sort of pesticide, and we know that, as it said, the gardeners used that. So today, obviously our objectives, we're going to talk about the dangers of misusing a pesticide so we don't end up with the Susquehanna River looking like this. We're going to correctly identify the parts of a pesticide label required by law, and like the one on the mysterious label, but we're going to see what has to be on there so we don't have that problem of what is this mysterious chemical in our garage. And we're going to discuss several laws and policies regarding integrated pest management. Does anyone have any questions? All right, let's get to learning about integrated pest management.